Okay, so it's now time to add some lyrics to our composition. So for that I want to use the type tool to enter characters or text in my composition. I can press Command T, and you see now my cursor is a type tool. Or I can press on this T, which is also the type tool, the same way. Now that if you keep pressing, you have an horizontal type tool and a vertical type tool. And the same way, if I keep pressing Command T, I will switch between horizontal and vertical tool. To enter a type, all I have to do is, with the type tool selected, to click in my composition and start typing the lyrics. Okay. I can adjust the position of the type by clicking out of the text area, and once I have this 4 arrows icon on my cursor, I can click and drag and place the type wherever I want. Note that now I have a new layer with this T icon. That means it's a text layer, and as any other layer I can open or close it to see what is inside. Here I have this eye icon to turn on or off its visibility. So now I don't see this layer and I see it again. The other important thing, I close that for now, is when I use the type, generally this paragraph and character menu shows up in the panel menu. So I'll turn on the paragraph menu. Here you see paragraph and character. Here they can be docked in the panel, that way, for example. And if you don't want docked in the panel, you can right click and undock the panel. Okay, now it's a floating window. In my case I have a very small screen, so it's better to use that. Okay, so you can adjust all the character parameters that you use in other software like Photoshop. For example, change the font to something else. I'll use Clan in my case. Change the size of the font, its color, leading, kerning, tracking, etc. I also want to align my text in the center of the composition. So for now you see the paragraph is centered. I can left align it or right align it. You remember I clicked here, so I want to center the paragraph, and I want to center the paragraph in the composition. So for that I have to open from the window menu the Align panel, this one, and with my layer selected, align layers to composition. That means to this full layout, and I can choose to left align, right align, and in my case I want to center it. So center align. I can do the same vertically, bottom or top align. I will center it for now. Good. So from here, if I come back to the beginning of my song and I click, I will turn off this menu now and click preview. the text is showing from the beginning, which I don't want. So what I want is to go to the marker 1 where the songs will start. So I press 1, and this segment here, I'll go on the edge and drag it till I cross the marker 1. Okay. If I want to be very accurate, I can snap it by keep pressing Shift, and now you see it snaps on my cursor. If I go back a little bit before the lyrics start, it shows nothing, and when it starts I can see the lyrics displayed. Good. I'll turn off this panel so I can see better. So now I want to enter the second sentence in this verse. So I'll play. And stop just before the second sentence starts. And with this segment selected, I will press Command-Shift-D, and it will split the layer into two. And you see here the segment that I worked on previously will stop exactly where my cursor here, and the new layer will start at the same position. So all I have to do is to double click on this layer and enter the new lyric. And to validate, as in Photoshop, I press Command Return, and now I have this second text that is correct. Again, I'll go a bit before and check. Nothing. First text. Second text. Prefer. And from here, I'll do the same. I split again and play. Same verse again. I split and I can enter the last piece of lyrics that stops here. So I double click and enter the text. Command Return to validate the text, and I just have to check the 4 sentences. Stopping here, again I will split it, Command-Shift-D, but this time I will just delete the last layer. So now I have only my 4 layers, 1 per sentence. And I noticed that these 2 lyrics are the same, but to show that they are repeating, I will insert a little gap. Actually, I will insert a gap between each lyrics. So this one, that one, and that one. And I check my final, I play. Working fine.